Does this guy ever address the misandry of women toward actual boys?
No, he doesn't. He just finds another way to redirect it towards men, as we're about to see in 4K.
I'm glad you asked, because yes, I do.
Oh, go on then, show us.
I frequently point out that what you and others call misandry is actually an effect of misogyny.
It took 10 seconds of the video before he twisted it back on men again. It's amazing. Tell me, did these boys deserve that because of the effects of misogyny? No, they didn't. Stop bullshitting people. And what about Margot Robbie's newborn baby boy? The amount of ladies that wanted him not to be alive anymore because he's a boy and she's Barbie. Are we going to excuse that misandry on kids that have just been born because you want to blame it on misogyny? Grow the fuck up.
For instance, the requirement that many women have that the men they date have to be over 6 feet tall.
Oh, it gets worse. Guess whose fault it is that women want men to be over 6 feet tall? He's undone himself here.
That comes from patriarchy, associating being tall with masculinity and short with being feminine.
There we go, blaming the patriarchy because women want men that's over 6 feet tall. 14% of the world's population are over 6 feet tall. Men aren't telling women that they should be dating men that are 6 feet tall. The majority of men are under 6 feet. What's going on with your brain?
And within patriarchy, we devalue the feminine, which is why it is undesirable for men to be short.
Who tells men that it's feminine to be short? It's not other men. And it's not the patriarchy.
Femininity is bad. That's misogyny.
Femininity isn't bad. Femininity is good. That's the thing. But if a man wants a feminine woman, that's misogyny. Anyone else confused? Because I am.
Take the complaint that women clearly have privilege in the workforce because all of the most dangerous, lethal jobs are largely performed by men.
It's 2025. There's nothing stopping those women from performing dangerous jobs. It's just that a lot choose not to do so.
And that's because those fields have operated like a boys' club for so long.
Dangerous jobs are about getting the work done. It's not about who's doing it. It's about getting the job done. Now, we would welcome women in the dangerous fields that we do. How many women out there want to work within the sewers or climb 1,000 feet up in the sky? They don't really rush towards it. You can't blame the patriarchy for that. It's what people want to do. But if you want to blame that misogyny, then it just shows how narrow-minded you really are.
Only reason women aren't working in those fields is because men won't allow them to.
You're validating people's narrow-minded beliefs by telling women that they're not allowed to when actually men will absolutely allow them to. But let's talk about teachers and carers, where it's deemed as feminine that men do that sort of stuff. Is that patriarchal too?
Again, another problem created by misogyny.
No, it's about people's desires. If people don't want to do a certain job, that's their right. If someone wants to be a housewife, they can be a housewife. If they want to be a teacher, they can be a teacher. If they don't want to do dangerous jobs, then they don't have to do dangerous jobs. A lot of fellas die doing dangerous jobs. If a woman doesn't want to do a man's job that's dangerous, I don't blame them. It's not patriarchal. It's sensible.
A lot of women still expect men to pay for the first date. Why? Because of the gender wage gap and the gender income gap.
The wage gap's been debunked numerous times, but there is an earnings gap. Largely because men, on average, work a lot more hours than women per week, which would explain that. And the fact that they do more dangerous jobs by, his own admission, which pays out a lot more.
Men are still making more money than women. And why? Misogyny.
Yes, fellas, you working on average more hours per week and doing more dangerous jobs and taking more money because of you doing those things is extremely misogynistic. Stop doing it. Be a housewife. If you can find a lady that will allow you to do that.
Now, you and I might not be directly, specifically responsible for this ourselves, but what you call misandry, we have only ourselves collectively. We have only men.
No, we only have bad people excusing misogyny. We have bad people excusing misandry, which you're doing the latter. You're part of the problem.
Patriarchy. To blame.
Yes, it's the patriarchy. How else would you avoid accountability?